There are a bunch of acronyms in therapy, and many of them are confusing. How are you supposed to know what kind of therapy is right for you? Let's dive into an explanation of some of the common therapy types. Modalities that you might have heard about is EMDR. EMDR stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. This modality proposes that traumatic experiences overwhelm the brain's processing capacity. And then when that experience goes unprocessed, your brain thinks this is still a threat. EMDR is designed to reprocess those traumatic experiences in a controlled way, in order to bring resolution and put the experience in the past where it belongs. The way EMDR does this is through controlled exposure to the memories while doing something called bilateral stimulation. Bilateral stimulation is when you use your body, or in this case your eyes, to engage both halves of your brain in quick succession. This mimics the way your brain typically processes life events. As people go through life, their brains are continually processing experiences and then creating and storing memories based on the processing they've done. The result is that people can learn how their world works and adapt to it. Let's say that Lydia is 7 and she decides to take a cookie without asking. Halfway through the cookie, her father walks in and scolds her. She might be upset in the moment, but later she will calm down, admit her fault, and reconnect with her father. The experience hurt in the moment, but then she processed it, learned from it, and moved on. But let's say that instead her father was drunk, and when he caught her with the cookie, he reacted violently by hitting her and calling her names. Lydia gets so scared and overwhelmed that she shuts down. Every time she thinks about the experience later, she freaks out and shuts down again. Her brain cannot properly process, learn, and move on. Instead, this memory registers as an active, unresolved threat rather than a concluded past experience. Because of this, her threat response triggers in the same way it did when the experience took place the first time. In real time, the experience may have only lasted 2 minutes, but in Lydia's mind, the experience is still happening, even years later. Through EMDR, she'll be able to bring closure to that awful experience. She will no longer have to put all her energy into survival and self-protection, but instead she can invest in new growth and flourishing. Although it can be scary for people to purposely revisit traumatic memories, EMDR is built to make the experience controlled and healing. Before diving into trauma, clients work with their therapists to develop skills and tools for emotional grounding and security. Then during the memory exposure work, therapists help monitor and regulate emotional intensity using the skills and tools previously practiced. EMDR is an approach that specializes in dealing with underlying trauma. PTSD is the main diagnosis treated. However, trauma often plays a role in a wide range of diagnoses, including panic disorders, substance abuse, eating disorders, depression, etc. In summary, EMDR helps people reprocess traumatic experiences so they become registered as concluded past events rather than active, ongoing threats. Reprocessed in this way, people are no longer stuck trying to survive the past, but instead they can engage with the present and move towards the future.